Hey, it's your boy Michael Dela Cruz here on Expanded Awareness. And did you know that spending countless hours on social media can create something called social media burnt out? If this is you right now, let me tell you in this clip that me and my team put together, we're gonna help you solve this issue and avoid this thing called social media burnt out. So don't go anywhere, because watching this video, you can say goodbye to social media burnt out for good by learning this simple and effective tips that we're going to share with you. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
Don't do away with social media. Do this instead. Do you feel that social media drains your energy? Do you feel that every time you use social media, a sensation of fatigue, anxiety, unhappiness, and sadness invade your mind? Do you use social media to escape from tasks? Do you find yourself repeatedly checking your phone without any specific goal or intention? If you answered yes to any of these questions, it's likely that you are misusing social media and that it is manipulating you to its own ends. So in today's video, I would like to present a guide for making good use of social media with techniques, strategies, and innovative habits that will allow you to manipulate, exploit, and harness the full potential of these platforms while reducing the negative impact that can have on your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. Number 1, consumer producer. The best way to use social media is by making a 180-degree shift in how you use them, completely changing the philosophy with which you approach them. Many people, when talking about social media, focus on the role of the consumer, but I recommend adopting the role of the producer right away. This approach is suitable for everyone since you don't necessarily have to show your face. What you can do is create 2 distinct accounts, one for consuming and one for producing. Your consumer account is that personal account where you will follow acquaintances, friends, and relatives with whom you want to maintain some contact. You will see their stories, comment, and chat through messages. I recommend reducing the use of this consumer account to weekends, and set your spending time on these activities, which I consider a waste of time, you can focus on making positive comments, sending positive messages, liking stories and posts, and spreading love, gratitude, and appreciation intentionally. On the other hand, you can create a producer account. The producer account is one where you have no context related to your personal life. You will follow all leaders and authorities in your industry, such as poets, writers, politicians, philosophers, entrepreneurs, and content creators. From there, you will educate yourself proactively, consuming only content that enriches your personal and professional development. Additionally, you can create this account privately, and as you learn new things, post drafts and write about what you've learned. Who knows? Post by post, you might lose your fear and eventually publish that Instagram page, starting to create your own community and audience. Number 2, silence your acquaintances. I always highly recommend silencing your acquaintances. Who are acquaintances? They are neither friends nor people who are very close to. They're simply people who follow on social media out of obligation. There's nothing wrong with this. We live in an era of social media, and following someone is a tacit sign of commitment that you know the person. It's normal to follow someone out of obligation. That's just how things are. It's even quite rude to unfollow someone you know. Honestly, it's rather rude. Don't do it, because you would break that tacit commitment. However, you can mute them if you want, because unless they are content creators sharing valuable content, what they typically post is the pancakes they had for breakfast or the sushi they had for lunch. And frankly, I don't care about the pancakes or sushi or tacos they ate. I've never understood why people post photos and stories of what they eat. I don't see the logic behind it. Do you think I care at all about what you eat or where you went to eat? It even seems like something worth studying. Anyway, this is a different topic. But since they post such useless content, mute them, because Instagram gives you that option. And it's even more important that you engage with educational content that interests you. Like it without hesitation. Comment on it and spend several minutes looking at what interests you, because the Instagram algorithm reflects how you interact on social media. If you proactively like and comment on content you want to see in your feed, it will appear more frequently frequently. Number 3, train the algorithm. We demonize the algorithm as if it were responsible for our addiction, but we're wrong. The algorithm only reflects the content we like, consume, and interact with most frequently. The algorithm presents us with content, and if we interact with it more than usual, spending more time on it, it will not only show us that content next time, but will also show us more of it. This continues until the algorithm determines that our user's profile likes that content, making us addicted because it keeps us on the platform. Therefore, what should we do? As I mentioned in the previous step, you should interact proactively and intentionally with the content you want to appear in your feed. Train the algorithm by indicating what you like. Ensure that the content you engage with is not what makes you more addicted. Above all, be mindful of the content you interact with, as the algorithm will recommend similar content later. Let's move on to the next step, which is number 4, centralize your social media on your computer. It is essential to consolidate all your social media onto a single device, such as your computer. Why? For 2 reasons. Firstly, the experience is much more uncomfortable. Using Instagram on a computer is not the same as using it on an iPhone. The experience is much more awkward on the computer, and by adding friction, we naturally reduce the time spent on the platform. Secondly, the tools available for blocking social media on a computer are much more effective than those found on mobile phones. On mobile phones, it's very easy to bypass app blocks or simply delete the app. However, on a computer, there are applications like Self-Control for Mac users, which literally block these websites and apps permanently. To uninstall Self-Control, you would have to reset the Mac operating system. Therefore, once you set the timer, there's no turning back. This is extremely useful because it allows you to create productive time blocks where social media use is completely blocked. Combining these 2 factors by centralizing your social media experience on the computer will lead to a much healthier relationship with social media and a far less addictive usage. Number 5, grayscale filter. You can turn your phone screen to black and white, both on iPhone and Android devices. Why is this important? Colors naturally attract us because they help us fulfill the 3 basic functions of our survival: connection, reproduction, and nutrition. Social media companies exploit this by using bright, attractive colors that draw us in and keep us hooked. Understanding these mechanisms allows you to see that configuring your phone screen to grayscale removes the seductive power of these bright colors. The social media experience becomes extremely dull, thus drastically reducing the likelihood of using your phone addictively. I highly recommend giving this a try. Number 6, intentional time blocks. You need to structure your day into time blocks so you can define when and how you'll use social media. Out of the 24 hours in a day, you might spend 8 hours sleeping and another 8 hours working, leaving you with 8 hours to potentially use your phone. In my case, for example, I don't use my phone from 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. From 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., I may start using it, but it won't be until 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. that I actually connect to social media, and always from the computer. I use social media as a work tool, but it's only from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. that I log in to send messages, post stories, post or videos. Posting content is automated through other platforms, but you get the idea. For personal use or as a producer or consumer, it's only from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. I highly recommend taking the time to set up your usage modes on both Android and iPhone. Usage modes let you configure your phone to limit who can call you, which apps are available, and what functionalities are accessible depending on the time of day. This helps maintain focus without the distractions of notifications, calls, messages, or other apps. Number 7, digital dopamine fast. Choose a specific day of the week to do a digital dopamine fast, meaning you'll abstain from using any digital devices, computers, phones, TVs, music, everything. This is a form of detox for your mind from constant digital stimuli. I particularly recommend doing this on Sundays, as many people don't work on Sundays, and it's a good day for reflection and planning for the upcoming week. This digital detox will not only provide mental clarity and well-being, but also help reset your dopamine regulation systems. Number 8, applications and devices for restriction. For Android users, I understand you can convert your device into a sort of basic analog analog phone. With iPhones, this is impossible. One of the main issues with iPhones is that they lack robust applications for app restrictions and blocking. While there is screen time, it's easy to bypass. There are now some solid apps like OneSec and Opal, but they can still be uninstalled. However, as my responsibilities increased, this became impractical. Therefore, I invested in an Apple Watch Ultra, which allows me to centralize all communication functionalities on the watch and avoid distractions from my phone. The experience on the Apple Watch is so uncomfortable due to the small screen that I don't use it excessively, only out of necessity. You can also invest in lock boxes where you can place your phone, locking it away for days during periods of deep work or high focus to achieve important professional or academic goals. That's it for today's video. I would love for you to recommend this channel to 3 people you want to see progress, use social media more effectively, or even overcome their phone or social media addiction. Sending you all a big hug and kiss. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. I'll read every single one, and it greatly helps our wonderful community grow.
All right, friends, well, there you have it. Make sure that you are implementing this daily. That way you can avoid the social media burnt out that is pretty much draining people's energy on a daily basis, and just don't be a victim of it. So hopefully this was helpful to you, and if it was, make sure you share with others. Also, if you want to copy our #1 magical morning routine, I left the link in the description. Just click on that and access that video. It's going to help you achieve your goals even faster and even organize your time and take control of your life online. So thank you for tuning in. Until the next video.